Hey everybody, it's Jordan here. Welcome to What About the Game. Today I'm going to be talking about Sparkle 2 Evo on the Nintendo Switch. If there's one thing that you can't say about the Nintendo Switch's ever-increasing library of titles, is that it's lacking variety, even in the download department. From endless runners, first-person shooters, visual novels, RPGs, horror games, the system has just about got it all, even though it's less than a year old. Sparkle 2 Evo has arrived, giving the system an evolution simulator. It's not a new genre, having games like Evo on the SNES and Spore on PC, but it's a genre that we only get once in a while, and it's impossible not to be intrigued by them. Now, this review is coming from a guy who loves science about life, about animals, evolution, survival of the fittest, and so on, so the chance to review Sparkle 2 got me rather excited. You'll begin the tutorial as a fresh new life form with the ocean ready to be taken. The controls are fairly simple. You can move around your life form with the left analog stick, or since this is a port of a mobile game, you can use your finger on the touchscreen. Personally, I prefer to stick to physical controls, and I hate putting fingers on my lovely Switch screen. Part of the gameplay has you diving into the void, adventuring into the ever-increasingly dark depths of the sea to find bigger, badder, even more tasty things. This is done with either of the left shoulder buttons. You can also return to the previous layer with the right shoulder buttons. Each stage of the game has only a limited amount of layers though, and I think that separating the game into levels kind of did it an injustice. I would have thought an open world structure would have suited this game much better. As you'd expect, the game is about evolving, and there are 3 different elements you can choose to affect which evolutionary form you take. Green ones make you more genteel and herbivorous, red ones make you a more aggressive hunter, and the blue one is a bit of a balance. You eat enough of them, you level up and grow, even obtaining an ability to use. So far so great, right? Well, it kind of falls apart in the first level. So there I was, my new little life form, fresh and ready to be whatever I wanted it to be. I decided on an aggressive hunter, so naturally I had to go for the red nutrition, as you'd expect. I did so, collecting everyone in every layer, seemingly competing with one other species. It wasn't too long before an eyebrow was raised though. I was pretty confident I picked up every single red one in the level, avoiding any unnecessary gene pool toxic blue and greens. But nothing happened, so I searched around more and more and more, but there really were no red ones left, so in my confusion and haste, I had accidentally ate some blue and green ones and leveled up my hunting animal by devolving it into something else. I was confused and exited the level to try again. I ate all the red ones again, but guess what? Nothing happened. At this point, I stopped caring and just ate everything that I saw. Lo and behold, I got a pop-up saying that I'd won. What? I changed into something I didn't want to be too. How does that make any sense from a gameplay perspective? It makes the whole point of the idea behind the game moot. Once you get to the second level, however, and realize what you have to do, the game is an absolute cakewalk, and the realization that everything you do has so little consequence sets in. It's almost depressing. You make your way through each of the levels, hoovering up all of the nutrition until you have enough to get to the next one. That's it. Sure, there's a little excitement to see your life form become bigger and evolve, but that's nothing to do with you. You'll switch between red, green and blue creatures so frequently that it just shows the fallacy of the game that it is. You'll come across a variety of sea creatures who also increase in size, and you'll have to find ways to eat them. Sadly, it's just not compelling. It's not a game that will last you long either, just a few hours at the most. Maybe you can argue that it's a game more about being chilled out and listening to relaxing music, and there is a mode specifically for that, but I just don't see how you wouldn't get bored. The one good thing Sparkle 2 Evo has going for it is its visuals, which are gorgeous. The bioluminescence of you, the creatures and the environments against the black background is incredibly eye-catching. The only issue I have is when you dive further down. The effects for that aren't so great and it does kind of stand out, but aside from that, it does look a rather nice game. Overall, if it's not obvious by now, I'm really disappointed in how Sparkle 2 turned out. The concept of evolution and choice is such a great one, but it's completely squandered here by total lack of consequence or meaning. I know it's just a port of a very cheap mobile game, but that still can't excuse the disregarded potential. Sure, it's an absolutely stunning game at times, but even that wears thin and all you're left with is a very hollow experience. This one is not to be recommended in my mind. Okay guys, if you've enjoyed this rather harsh review, then be sure to like and subscribe, that will help me out. You can read the full review of Sparkle 2 Evo at whataboutthegame.com, and you can follow me on Facebook and Twitter if you want to. All the links are below. Thanks guys, bye bye.